Hello, everybody. I am SunPsychic Jean, and please welcome my two co-hosts, Terri Suzuki from what is it, Kangaroo Spiritual Journeys, and Wisdom Seeker Joan. Welcome, ladies.
Hey,
Thank you for having us. We're happy to be here.
yeah.
And welcome.
I'm so happy I could make it.
And welcome to everybody who is visiting us, who is joining us in the chat. Thank you very much for being here. And so, Terri, you were telling us that you're coming in from a very special place today.
Yes, I am in Japan. So I'm at my mother-in-law's house, and it's in the Matsudo area, which is just outside of Tokyo in the Chiba province. And so I am right now, this is the bedroom they've given me, which is also the altar room. So we have a little altar, whoops, right back here, dedicated to my father-in-law who's on the other side. And yeah, so I have finally, thank you for giving me 2 weeks off. Because it took that long to get used to the time differences.
Yeah, yeah. You had mentioned that we wanted to do the Magical Monday, and it would need it to be at a little bit of a different or a time during the day so that you would be able to make it. So we're just really thrilled to see you, and everybody is thrilled to see you. Jenny Starfish is here. Hi, Starfish. So nice to see you. Lark Kemper is here, and look who's here, Terri. Aaron
Oh,
Whitefoot.
hi, Aaron.
The other side of the family. Hi, Erin. Nice to see you. Samantha is here. Joyful Journey is here. Teresa Hadarian is here. Linda Service is here. She said, "Hi, Jean. Enjoyed the show. Thank you. Hi, Terri and Joan as well. Wondering if I have messages from my dad, Dave McKenzie. Thank you. Cool. Excellent. I'll note that, Linda, and we'll bring that in just a minute. We'll let everybody come in. And Pisces Greeter says, "Hi, Wisdom Seeker Joan and Terri and Sun Psychic Jean." Hi, Pisces Greeter. Thanks for being here. So nice to see you. Sonia Pinola is here. And Wiki is here. Nice to see you. Very nice. Very nice. So I was on with Allie just about an hour ago, and that was a very special treat to have her come on my channel. And we had some really interesting readings and powerful information coming through from a couple of different people. So thank you, everybody that was there with us, and a couple of them came back to say hello. And so, Joan, I know that you have a busy week coming up. What do you have coming up?
Let's see. This week, you and Gerald and I, Tarot Stash, will be on your channel on Wednesday, I believe, and I'm looking forward to that. That's always fun. And this weekend, I did my second expo. And this time I actually got people who wanted readings. And it went really well. So thank you again for all of your help, both of you.
Wow. Wow. So, how many vendors would you say were there?
Not that many.
Like
And
30
it
or
was,
so? Uh-huh.
I don't think it was even that much,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
15, 20 of them or something. So it's a
Oh,
small thing. And it wasn't a huge crowd, but the people who came wanted readings. So that was nice. It was not big crowds, but dedicated ones, I guess. So that was nice.
wow. Yeah, it is amazing. I too we both had a psychic fair on the same day. And yeah, they are addictive though, Joan. Aren't you looking for the next one now?
And yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So, Starfish is saying someone just sent me an article about a pet communicator who charges $500 per hour. She has 7,000 people on her waiting list. What do the guides have to say? Go
Wow.
for it. Good for her. She must be a wonderful pet communicator. Absolutely. Yeah.
Starfish is starting to come into her own in that too. So
Wow. Yeah. And there's I do know like people who show um um their pets and show horses or show dogs or have just they this is really important to them, and it's a way for them to get that information. And she must have some um reputation as well for knowing what she's doing. I'd like to watch her work, actually. It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, can I tell the story about my sister's dog?
yes, yes, please do.
You and several people in the community, you may have seen me reaching out saying, well, can you help my sister's dog? She had a rescue dog that just all of a sudden it started barking and it wouldn't stop, to the point where it was just constant, and they were thinking of giving it back, or at least her husband was. So she called me and I tried, and then I called in all kinds of other people, including Jean and Starfish and Viviani and um, Terry Renner, and then Mark Atha too. And among all of us, I talked to my sister just yesterday, and she said, "It's so spooky. That dog hasn't barked in a week, not even a little whip or anything." So it works. And she said it's not only wonderful, they get to keep the dog, and it's very quiet now, but it's also made her husband kind of think, maybe there's something to all of this stuff. Maybe Anne's sister Joan isn't quite so crazy after all. So that was fun.
Wow.
And
Wow.
thank you to everybody who helped on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just so nice to get feedback and to see such amazing results and amazing. I mean, it is the entire community that came together to help her. And I just think that's wonderful. And it helps to make our lives just a little bit easier.
Hmm.
So I was honored to be a part of it, honored to be asked to be a part of it. And it was fun seeing her email come through. Yeah. And Starfish is saying, "So glad Reba is doing well." Yep.
Yes,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Reba was the dog, her sister's
right.
dog,
Yes,
the rescue. Um, wow, very nice. So let's go ahead and get started. We have a couple here that are uh, okay. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, Mia. So I did want to start with Linda. I had popped her up earlier. She's saying, uh, wondering if I have a message from my dad, Dave McKenzie. Thank you for Linda's service. Her dad, Dave McKenzie, and that is Dave McKenzie. So, Linda, just let me know about how long ago that he passed. Um, I just need you to make a connection. He seems to be a little bit quieter. He's not coming in very strongly. I feel like his presence is here, but he's not really saying much or conveying much. I just feel like a presence that's coming close. So I'm not sure if he was sort of more of an observer and not very much of a communicator. Um, like very cerebral. Maybe he would think a lot.
well, um, what he's showing me, and I would be interested in some feedback, is that usually they show me the age they liked the best, not when that they were old and dying. But in his case, he's showing me when he's older, and here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a big man, a really solid man. He's older. He's either wearing a gray plaid shirt or he's wrapped in like a gray plaid blanket or something. And he's showing me that at the end of his life, he wasn't very mobile, and that but he still was very dignified. I can see that he still had a lot of dignity. And he's not necessarily talking to me, but he's really giving me this feeling like he was so grateful for the love and care you extended to him at the end. So I would be interested if that he lived to be an old age, and if that description sounds like him a bit.
He passed in 97 and he passed from the big C. I guess that's COVID? No. No,
Cancer.
cancer. Okay. 97. So Joan, go ahead if you.
Yeah. What I got, too, it took a while to bring in who I think he is, but he was a larger man. I'm seeing him maybe like in his mid 60s or something like that. Okay, that's about when I was seeing him. And I saw him with white hair, and he was wearing white shirt and gray trousers, but he was like very interested. He was like looking through this some sort of scope. And when I looked closer, it looked like it was, that thing that doctors use when they're checking out your ears. It was like that. And he just kept looking through this. So I'm wondering if he had a hearing problem, but he was the one looking through it. So maybe it's more in general that he liked to look deep into things and get information, and was a curious person who liked to continue to learn in life. That's what I was getting from it. And let's see, as far as a message, yeah, that's what he was saying. Stay curious. There's so much to learn. He's kind of, he was very fascinated by everything when he went over, because a lot of it was new to him. It wasn't quite what he expected. But he said, stay curious. There's just so much to learn. And I pulled some cards and I got, first of all, Doc, find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. And then I got the Archangel of Clarity, who's saying rest, reflect, and recharge. So those are both good admonitions. So, but thank you. He seems very intelligent and curious.
Mm-hmm. I'm also seeing some horses as well, or horse fences. Maybe, I'm not sure if he lived near a horse farm or if he was liked horses or would visit horses. But I see the fence, the outside paddock, and the horses. I don't really see him like in the barn working with them, but I see maybe this is something that he saw or drove past or would be in his vicinity. I see him looking at that. But he is quite introspective, I guess you would call it. And um, he just wants you to know that he is watching over you. And um, it might take him a little bit of time to warm up and to come in with a message. So maybe we can come back and visit maybe just a little bit later and see if he has anything else to say. But thank you very
Let
much.
me
Yeah.
just kind of follow up just a little bit, because again, I'm not getting like a very long message, but he keeps going back for me and revisiting the fact that he really appreciates the love and care that she extended to him when he at the end of his life. Even if, I don't know if she was actually there, but the thoughts and prayers and concern that she gave him it seems like he can revisit that now anytime he wants, and it just really touches him because he kind of won't move away from that. So
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And does anybody know what a cornell is? Is that a kind of a horse? She says, wow, that sounds really good. I think he wants me to move, and he saw a cornell.
Cornell.
I'm not sure what that means.
Let us know, Linda, what a cornell is. He saw it, not unless it's a typo.
It's Colonel, but
Colonel or cardinal?
Mm-hmm.
She also
Yeah,
said he was a Scorpio, so the investigative nature of digging into information, which I just found out about on your on a show you were on today or yesterday. Yeah.
But he seems like he's very patient with his. He's just intentional, methodical, and he'll wait for his audience, and then he'll give you a little bit more, and then he'll wait and give you a little bit more. But I don't think he's done, is what I'm saying. Oh, yes, typo. Ours Cordell. We don't know what a Cordell is.
Sorry.
I wonder
That's
if
okay.
Cordell is a place.
He saw a Cordell. I don't know what a Cordell is. I don't know. But that's
Well, it
okay.
seemed to resonate with her, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And for some reason, I feel like we might need to come back and visit him again before the end of the day. So let's just go on to Mia, and we'll come back. Mia says, Mia, a guy I care about is going through a dark phase, but addictions and keeping secrets are not going to help him. Is this the right time to openly talk with him? How's he going to take it? Um, yeah.
Right away, I see like prison bars coming down all around him. Not literal, but it. And the words came that that like he's in this little square cell, or he's put himself in this little square cell, and it's not to keep him in, but to keep out information that he doesn't want to hear. So he's kind of trapped himself into this, and I'm getting the idea he doesn't want to hear it. But you know, if something happens, what's the you think about how you would feel if something happened, and you would be saying, "Oh, I should have said something to him." It may not make a difference, and you know the dynamics of this relationship or this friendship better, and just having to weigh. Yeah, I'm seeing kind of the scales of justice now. Do you weigh keeping communication open, or telling him what, tough love, what he needs to hear? So, Spirit, do you have any insight into that?
Well,
Yeah.
Mia.
Why don't you go ahead?
Okay. Mia, I can see Joan's prison bars keeping him safe from everybody else. But I decided to talk to your higher self because, ask her, what would you want to tell Mia? If you could talk to her right now, what would you tell Mia? And she said, don't put yourself in prison. He's in a prison of his own making right now. Don't put yourself in a prison to necessarily be with him and to keep his illusion of what his life is like alive. Don't buy into the illusion. Don't get in prison with him. And she said, remember, your heart is free. Your heart is always free to choose what you want. We would like you to stay free. stay free and make good choices. And it is okay to talk to him about this, but it's more like in a, I can't remember exactly what she said, but it's more like in an exploratory way. Like, let's pretend his name's Jeff. Jeff, I know you're going through a lot of things, and when you're ready to talk about it, I'm ready to listen. But and then maybe if you even want to set some boundaries, but I want to talk about real things such as addiction, such as secrets, because that's what's important and that's what's going to eventually free you. Something gentle, but to the point, to the point, just saying, I'm here to listen to you, but something that also says, I'm not getting in prison with you though. Just
That's
visiting.
that's really good. So, Mia, what I was feeling that the guides wanted to share with you and help you with your guidance is to follow your instincts, follow your gut instincts. And if you feel that the opportunity comes up and the air is open, then it would be in your best interest to express yourself and say, I'm not sure if now's a good time, but and you feel, if you feel this opening and you feel this desire, this is your own desire and you want to follow that guidance. They're saying that it's up to you, and when the opportunity presents itself and you want to bring it up, whether he'll accept it or not is not really determined at this point. But if you feel this nudge to say something and you feel the opening and the pleasantness and the calmness in the surrounding area, then I would just follow your own instincts, follow your own nudges. There's a reason why you may be planning something or thinking about something, but when the opportunity arises, it's at that now moment that you'll know for sure, or no, it's not really a good time, because you can feel the energy. I feel you are very sensitive and you understand that he's going through a difficult time. And it's important, like Terri said, to differentiate empathy and concern for somebody and sort of living it. You don't want to join that. You want to be the one that they can come to. But trust your instincts. Trust the reading the rooms, reading the energy in the room, whether or not it's a calm time or whether he's laid back and feeling good, or it's I think that trust yourself is the main message that I just keep coming back to, Mia. But thank you very much, and we hope. Oh, okay. She only talks over the phone.
He's in a different country, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you can feel through the phone, like we're feeling through the through the internet, if you feel the time is right, then it's right. If you feel it's not the right time, trust yourself. It's your own judgment, and it's you can feel the situation out, and I would trust yourself. Yeah, regardless of how it's going to land, I think is most important. But thank you very much.
Good luck.
Pardon?
Oh, I was just wishing her good luck. Those are hard circumstances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that responsibility, make sure you are you're responsible for yourself and for your own actions. And you can show them kindness and show them. Now they're telling me you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Just
Yeah.
understand where one starts and the other one stops. Yeah, so that's a lot. Go by my instincts. Good job.
Yeah.
So I see Sherry here, and Sherry says, "May I have a message, please? My grandfather, Steve." She would like a message from her grandfather, Steve. Thanks for being here, Sherry. Mhm. So your grandfather Steve seems like a cool guy, young at heart, and sort of a little funny, very personable, very friendly. Um, uh, uh, not like a big joker, but like maybe like a dad joker. Like he would just he was very warm and what is that word I'm looking for? Not in he's charismatic, not so much. Oh my gosh, what is that word? Charming, just a charming guy. He was charming in the way that he would be able to say little sweet things that would make you chuckle or make you blush or something. And he was really sweet. He's a really sweet man. He's coming through. But he was very young at heart. I'm not sure if he passed when he was younger or if he just carried that type of energy with him. So, Grandfather Steve, what would you like to tell Sherry? Oh, he's saying that you are. He's saying you're as old as you think you are. He's saying age is just a number. He's saying your soul and your how you feel never changes. It's almost like it's like he's his soul's age. He's saying live life to the fullest and don't put limitations on yourself based on a number. Even if you've had setbacks, there's always a way to move past it and get right back up where you once were. Don't let the numbers or the sort of the conditions in society stop you. That's his message to you, Sherry. How about you, ladies?
Well,
Go ahead.
well, for some reason, I'm getting very much exactly the kind of person that Jean described because they're showing me my dad. And my dad was that way. He was a charming guy. He was everybody just loved him. And he was a loving person. And yet, I don't want to say exactly dad jokes, but he had a good sense of humor. And so I'm feeling that very same thing from Steve, that he was just such a wonderful guy. And the way I keep seeing him as I see him, he seemed to be kind of a tallish guy, maybe like 5'10", almost between there and 6 feet. I'm short, so everybody looks tall. But I see him with his arm around you, and he's just kind of holding you to him, and he's just saying how much he loves you, how much he loved you then, and he's saying that he recognizes that it was a shock to lose him, that it was hard on the whole family. He's one of those guys that I think everybody always thought would be around forever. That even though he was quietly supportive, his support was so thick and deep that people couldn't imagine living without it. And as he's been trying to tell me that, he's showing me he's still standing there with his arm around you, but he's showing me you in like layers, like a archaeological dig or something, all these layers. And what he's saying is, I helped put in all these layers of your life, supporting you, being happy with you, doing things with you as a kid. But he's just showing all the support he put in. And he said, try to rely upon that. Whenever you feel a loss, whenever you're feeling like, dang it, I wish Grandpa was here. He'd know what to do. He'd know how to straighten this out. Just think about that he's already put in the layers of support that you need.
Beautiful. And I too saw him as someone with a real upbeat personality, not loud or in your face or brassy or at all about it, but just always had kind of a positive attitude. And I saw him as he had salt and pepper hair. When I saw him, he looked maybe late 50s, early 60s, or something like that. But intriguing and interested in the world. I don't know if he liked fishing. I kept seeing all this fishing. And the idea of it was looking into the water, both like out on a boat or something, looking down and just imagining all the wonderful things that you're going to catch down there. And he's telling me fishing is, it's an action verb. It's not like it's not about completion. It's about the process. It's about trying to get the fish. It's not all about landing them and bringing them in. It's most of the time is spent there with your the worm in the water, and you're just kind of imagining, well, is it hitting the bottom, or should I try a different look? It's the process of going after what you want. So whether he was a fisherman or not, he thinks that's a good metaphor for life. And I saw him in the summertime, and then like you and he looking into a hole in the ice in the wintertime, just going, I know they're down there, just like it's this big hole that you can imagine whatever it is that you want in that hole. So, he loved fishing. Oh, good. And he seemed so happy there. It was like he was just turning around going, just that, it seemed to be his happy place. So yeah. And let's see, what else did he say? He wanted to say that he loves you very much, and he wanted to encourage you to let your voice be heard because you have important things to say. Yeah. So that was fun. I enjoyed meeting him. Thank you, Sherry.
That's really good advice. And Wiki's like, wow. Wow. Yes. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. So let me see. I can go here for JR says, my friend passed away. His name is GN. I believe his death was suspicious. What is his message for me? His name is GN. For JR.
Okay.
So I'm not sure, did he ever have trouble breathing? He's showing, I'm not sure if he had asthma or if he was a smoker or if he was even just a little overweight. And when he would walk, he would have like a heavier, some people just have a deeper kind of a heavier breath. I just see him sort of with a labored breathing. I'm not sure if maybe even worked hard. Like sometimes if you're lifting something heavy at work or something, that he's having labored breathing. But and he's not saying that this has anything to do with him passing. He's just sort of showing me that he had either that or maybe he had a habit of sighing, like like I'm not sure what that was, but he's just showing me that he has like this intentional kind of labored breathing. He's saying that no matter if it was an assisted type of passing or a natural type of passing, he's saying that it was an exit point for him, and he's saying that it was in his it was just in it was an option for him. That's what he's saying. He wants you to know that he is well. He doesn't want you to worry about him. He wants you to know that he is well now. He is on the other side. He is with loved ones, and he's also showing me his pets. I think it's a dog. Is with him. There's unconditional love surrounding him. And there is an awareness to him that things looked one way to him here in this world. And now that he's on the other side, he has such clarity and he sees how things truly are. And he is like almost like, it was a big relief, a big sigh of relief. And here's that sigh again. He's saying, there's something about the breathing, the sighing, but he's saying that there's such sigh of relief, and he wants you to release any kind of burden. Any maybe it's you. I'm not sure which one of you it's coming from, but he's just saying, release any kind of burden or anticipation or wondering or suspicion. He wants you to just release all of it and let it go. That he is in um, a, a beautiful place surrounded by those who love him, and he is at peace. It's at peace. This is what he wants me to say. He is at peace with the way things look, with the way things are, because he can see clarity now. Wow, took him a while. Took me a while. How about either one of you ladies?
I saw him, if you don't mind. When I first saw him, he had his back to me, and he looked younger, or I don't know, 20s, 30s, or something, and had short, kind of curly, sort of strawberry blondish hair. His back to me, and he was wearing some sort of like a tactical vest, or I don't know, like I'm not maybe something like a I don't know, somebody in the military or something would wear. Like there was a function to it. I don't know if it was like from a parachute. I don't know what it was, but it was some sort of equipment. But he had his back to me, and I did ask, and he said, "Yeah, there was. It may not have been a natural death," and he was a little surprised and felt bad about the whatever impact that had on other people. He wasn't, thinking straight at the time and wasn't really aware of that before he passed. But now that he's over there, and it was like, well, it was an option. The door was open, um, and but now when I'm seeing him, he's involved with something, and what it looks like is like he's inside of a submarine or something like that, and he's the light from all the gauges and dials is lighting up his face, and he's just taking it all in and seeing how everything works. There's in this new environment that seems unfamiliar to him, but curly hair but brown. Okay,
And
but
38. Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah. Um, so yeah, he's kind of fascinated, and it's like maybe I'm seeing this in military terms because it feels like he's on this new mission, and he's kind of taking it like this is my new assignment, and he's in this learning mode or whatever, taking it all in and getting ready for his next mission. I hope that that's somewhat comforting.
Wow. Yeah, he's a little bit hard to get. He's showing me something I cannot quite interpret correctly. So I right away got that this was an exit point for him, and he took it. It was just too fascinating what he saw on the other side to not go ahead and go. But what he first showed me was, it was like I was in a cave, a deep, dark cave with hardly any light. And I'm just sitting there wondering what's going on here. And I was thinking, well, so let's go back to your other thought that it was an exit ramp. You're happy, you're whole, you're enjoying yourself over there. So he is absolutely in love with being on the other side. He can see things so clearly. So then he took me back to the cave, and it's a little bit like Joan was describing, this tactical looking through the dark. And I still can't really exactly tell what he's saying, but I think he's saying, he's either saying, don't you get in the cave, in the darkness, worrying about his death, because he's okay. Everything's okay. I also got the feeling like, even if the death was suspicious, that it's not going to help him or you to go back and try to pin it on somebody, or find out why. That part of his life is over, and he doesn't really care that much about that. But he doesn't want you to get down in the dark, in the dumps, trying to sift through things and being worried and scared. At the same time, it could be that he's very excited on this new mission, and I just can't quite tell where we're going with this. But there are no worries with him. He's not worried. He's not fussed at all. So that's what I got.
Wow. Well, thank you, JR. We're so sorry for your loss. And 38 is quite young to pass for anyone. And thanks for the validation of the curly hair for Joan. And she said that he did also love dogs. He had lots of dogs. So that's good that was part of the unconditional love he was surrounded with. So
Yes.
that was really nice. Thank you very much for the feedback and for the that was yeah. Thank you for your question. So we have JJ here, Tuta Speaks, and she says, does my Uncle Mitch or my dad have any messages for me? And if you want to just put your dad's name in there, that'd be helpful. JJ, if you don't mind. But let's see if we can just, it's easier, it's a little more direct. You're welcome, JR. Dad's name is Jim or Jimmy. And Buka. Jim, Jimmy, or Mitch. I guess that I would just, I'm picking up that they're brothers. That's why it's Uncle Mitch or Dad. Like those two were, seems like they're inseparable. Now that you told me his name was Jim, Jimmy, for some reason, I get that they were brothers, and that it's almost like they traveled the same circles. I mean, I know they're family and they're brothers, but they were a little bit more than that. They were closer in other ways, a little more so. I feel like I'm not sure if your grandfather passed early, but they sort of had to like grow up and be the men of the family earlier in life, or earlier or sooner than expected. It was either, I mean, it could have been a divorce situation that they had to step into the the man of the house type of role, or maybe your grandfather was a traveling salesman and was out of the house and gone, or maybe even a pilot and gone for weeks at a time. Whatever it was, these two gentlemen are telling me that they had to step up and be the men of the house, like, or that they thought they needed to. But there, and one, they had a great respect for one another. They were a good team and a good support system. Trying to figure out, I think have a feeling that your dad may have been a little bit older than Mitch, but it's hard. I kept going back and forth, tipsy turvy. Because I guess that just the way that one would have strengths in one area, the other would have strength in another area. Now, were they in business together or something? They really are coming in together, coming in and saying that they were more than just brothers. I don't know if they even had, maybe they're showing me like archery or wrestling or uh, taekwondo or something, that they both did something together that really bonded them. I hope so. This is what I'm picking up. Let me focus on Jimmy. I get them being outdoorsmen. I'm not sure if they like to archery, They're showing me some, they were, what would you, sportsmen. They liked sportsmanship. They were honorable men. I see your dad. I do feel as though Mitch passed before your dad. I see your dad thinking about his own the day that he would have to pass, and wondering about Mitch, and not feeling responsible, but almost feeling like he should have been the one to go first for some reason. I don't know. This is really different. This is quite involved. So let's see what she's kicking back. Dad. Okay, so he had a lot of nicknames, and grandfather was a truck driver and was not around the house. He was gone a lot. It's funny. I have an Uncle Mitch and an Uncle Jim Jr. Oh, okay. My dad was older, and my grandparents had a couple businesses. I just remember they raced cars together, and oops, they're pretty bad at it. It was fun. Mitch did pass first. They were neighbors. They were more than just brothers. They were more than just brothers. And I did feel like they kind of had a tie, whether they were in business together or always did sports together or always hung out together. And your dad felt responsible for Mitch's passing. And I know that he probably had nothing to do with it, but it was the way that your dad always looked after Mitch, and your dad thought that he would go first. And because Mitch went first, your dad could not let that go. Your dad had that like lump in his throat. I hope I, with all due respect, I don't want to, but that's what he's making me feel, that he had that lump in his throat, like for the rest of his days. It was a beautiful, beautiful bond, a beautiful relationship. Wow. Wow. So I was picking up on your dad mostly, and he was telling me about him and Mitch. Wow, you must talk to him a lot because he was coming through. How about you, ladies?
I'm surprised because my throat immediately when I went into Mitch first, and just immediately, like there's like a lump in my throat too, like it's hard to swallow, or just there's just a little bit of pain, not pain, ache. I don't know what it is. So I do think that he always had a little bit of regret about his brother's passing. But then the only other thing that they're showing me is they're showing me bridge arches. In Europe, they have those stone bridges that are out of stone arches. They keep showing me arches of bridges, and I'm trying to like, what are you talking about? What is this? And so what I got from it is that together they built bridges of connection. And what they're trying to tell me is that they are helping you, JJ, build bridges of connection from over there to over here. Because I don't believe they were actually bridge builders, but they're just showing me these arches, how that these arches, can carry so much weight, and that they're just building these connections with you and supporting what you do. And is there anything more, Jimmy and Mitch? Anything more about this? And they're just like, yeah, you finally got it. So they're just helping you with your connections and supporting you from over there with what you do in life. So
bridges have been coming up lately, bridges and timelines. Yep.
Wow.
Well, they just showed me arches, and I'm like, arches. And then you said arches, and I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, I said archery. Yeah.
Archery, yeah, but
Wow.
That's great. Well, I got something typical me, kind of weird. I tuned into Mitch, and I kept seeing him dressed in a way like he looked like he was Amish or something, dressed all in black with a big round hat and everything. And I don't think that was it, but and the white cotton shirt and everything. But I saw him mainly outside, and with this big grin on his face, and with other people. So I got the idea that it was the reference to simpler times and being in community and family and your neighbors, and all of that was so important. Um, and and then I saw him. Was it he that I saw him aging backwards? Yeah, from being older to being younger. And I think he was kind of saying it's a different time now than when he was young and your dad was young, but try to maintain those some of those old ways, just the simple things of being with your family. Oh yeah, I saw him putting his head together with your dad, and then kind of like a whole timeline of, oh, getting married and having the babies and being with you and all of that. Just like a real quick review of that life, and how important that the most important things were the simple things of being together, having fun with family, being, working together and just doing simple things. So maybe he wasn't Amish, but those are the values of just kind of back to basics that he's encouraging. And and just a huge, huge amount of love for you and the life that he had with you and your family.
Excellent, Joan. Excellent. Very nice. Well, thank you, JJ, for sharing Uncle Mitch and Dad Jim. Well, she says that makes sense. She understands. Thank you so much.
Okay, good.
Wow. Wow. That was heavy. That was heavy. Okay, we're gonna need to ring a bell or something.
Ah,
I know. I know. Woo-woo. It's heavy. So your dad's sending you much, much love, JJ, for sure, for sure. Because he's making me feel it for sure. Okay, so here's something a little bit different, and we're right at 52 minutes. I'm keeping an eye on the clock here, ladies. So you'll have to. Oh, okay. Oh, her dogs were barking because of the bell. Oh, okay. And before we start with Samantha, I just wanted to. JR just came in with a follow up. She said she rewound at the reading, and she said the hard breathing could have been because he died in the fire.
oh, wow.
Sorry about that. I thought it was more of like a sigh, but maybe it was the fire. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thanks, JR. So sorry. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Samantha says, isn't it Simon says? Samantha says, what do you lovely three ladies do to help connect to spirit? So who wants to go first?
I'll go. I sit down and I have a couple favorite sort of binaural beats tunes on from Insight Timer, and I listen to that when I meditate, and it just kind of, as soon as it comes on, it'll kind of help me get halfway there, and then just do a meditation and ask for protection and bring the like a column of light down over me and all the way to the center of the earth, and then come up and spin each one of the chakras and boom, go back out that way. And then kind of the energy comes up out my crown chakra and then just over to the right a little bit, and my head gets itchy right there. And then when I try to connect with people, I just do like many of us were taught in classes, try to connect heart to heart, mind to mind, soul to soul, but especially heart to heart. with whomever is asking the question, and then ask about the person who they're asking about, whether it's in spirit or on this side.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And
And
Terri?
mine's kind of similar. I like the lambda binaural beats that are on the lambda wave. And so a lot of
Mm.
times I'm listening to that as I'm meditating. And I do a lot like what Joan does. I bring down a beam of divine source light and connect it to the center of the earth. And recently, I've also then, saying hi to Gaia and bringing up some of her divine green light and connecting it. So I'm kind of balanced. And then a lot of times I will then imagine, do some deep breathing, imagine lifting my vibration. And the way I lift vibration is just by thinking about all the things that make me happy. I might think about my granddaughters, my dog, my friends that I'm reading with, just, anything that makes me happy. And then try to expand that out. And I do a little bit of Suzanne Giesman's, where that I then the surrender the human side of me to the divine side and shift over to that divine side, and then ask my angels, guides, beings of light, Akashic record masters to bring everybody to the stage, to get everybody who wants a reading, because they know who wants it, and get them ready, have them bring their evidence, and just get ready. And then I just try to hang out with them and try to kind of keep that there. Yeah, but that's generally how I do it. But then something has changed. I used to do heart to heart when you actually ask the question, and I have your name and I have the first name of somebody. I would go heart to heart with you, and then ask my angels and everybody to bring your person to the stage. Recently I changed that, and it just occurred to me one time, and I kind of go heart to heart with you, and I kind of imagine my wrapping my heart around your heart, and then I wrap my heart around the person that you're after, and it somehow pulls you both up on the stage.
Mm.
So that's a change that's recent, and it seems to work well.
Wow. Wow, it's so beautiful for both of you, and it's important for everybody when we do mediumship specifically that everyone here in the chat who are asking the questions, you bring your loved ones with you, and it's you who we're connecting with because your loved one is connected to you, and that is the direction that we go to. We all three took a the same classes, and we all three do practice together, and we all have the same methods, but we don't there's certain ones that we pick up, that we lean on, that we uh, rely on, and building the vibration and the energy with vibrating tones. I have this I recently found that Jonathan Goldman, and he does the Reiki chants, and it's like what a didgeridoo sounds like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like that really like vibrating kind of deep sound. Well, that just really it like takes away all those other thoughts and feelings and monkey mind, and it really centers me. I do my deep breathing, and I like to move into that altered state of consciousness, and it's sort of like a muscle. Like, it used to take me like 20-25 minutes to get in there, and now I can pretty much get up in there for like in 5 minutes. It's like a muscle that you can slip in there. You know what to do, how the steps to get there, and and you just pull yourself in there. And it's a focus. It's a point of focus. You need to focus on the question, on the person, and the energy, yet you're opening yourself up to all the information. So it's a practice, and this is why we like to do these readings here online because it keeps us in tip-top shape and practice. But all three of us took all of the same classes, and we all practice together, and it's absolutely beautiful. Not only that, but all of our spirit guides know each other really well, and our spirit guides, like Terri, will feel when I'm going somewhere, and I'll feel Joan's curly hair, and she'll get my, the guy with the smile or whatever it is. We all can kind of feel and sense. It's all out there in the ethers, and it's a lot of practice. It's focus and concentration until you start getting it a little bit faster to a little bit faster. But nobody's perfect, and I don't always get it right. And there's many times, but it's people like you that help us, that give us the feedback, that really help to build the confidence and the assurance that the information that we're getting in that split second is actually from spirit, and it is actually the right information. So we couldn't do it without you. But that was a great question, Samantha. We all went off on a little tangent here, but
Yeah.
it was a nice little icebreaker too. So, Samantha, let us know if that makes sense to you. I think we just had a little class, didn't we? Wow. But yeah. All right, let me see. And so we are right at an hour. And do you have time for one more, or how are you doing? Just one more. Okay. All right. So I see Mary is here. Mary, are you still here? Just say hello. Mary Soiji? Mary, oh, she says yes. Okay. I would love a message from my stepfather, Bob. He was my best friend and my biggest fan. I miss him so much. I've been through a lot since he's passed. Okay. Thank you, Mary. I see you. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Samantha. Good question. Oh, okay. So let's see. Stepfather, Bob, Mary. He said, as he said, you were my biggest fan. He's saying it's almost like what you see in him and what you valued in him is what he saw in you and what he valued in you. It was a beautiful synchronicity, or um, yeah, a beautiful relationship. He's saying you were so. He said, like you were easy to teach. Whenever if he would needed to show you something or teach you something, he's saying that it was a pleasure to to be your father and to help you out in life. Um, that you were always so appreciative and always just a really a good student, is what he's saying.
When I tune in, I see him in a white. I'm not seeing his head. I'm seeing a man wearing a white shirt and a tie, and he's in the sleeves are kind of pushed up, and vroom, he has a flower in his hand, and he's just like vroom, right into the camera, shooting it toward me. He's giving you a marigold, and I'm like, okay, a marigold. But then it made me think that this is, it's not a fancy flower, but it's really powerful. It keeps the mosquitoes away. It has that nice spicy smell. It's used in rituals in India, and I don't know what the significance of it is there. But he said he's comparing you to the marigold, that it might look like a common flower, but it's not. It's powerful. It's special. It can do things that other flowers can't. And he was just sending such love and saying he was so grateful that you came into the family. And he said that this wasn't your first time around being family, that you have, that was one of the reasons that you guys hit it off so well, that you had been different things in different lives to each other. And so he was really just enjoying the fact that, that you two kind of met up again in this configuration in this life. And of course, he's watching over you. And if you get the scent of marigold sometime, that's him.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he is quite the character. So, sorry, he's kind of got me with all that love. I mean, the love feeling is very, very strong right now. And so the first thing when I read that, the question, best fan, biggest fan, immediately on my stage, it became this room that is fan central. He is your biggest fan. He's in the room. The room is decorated with every little picture about you. I mean, he is your freaking biggest fan. And he's got desks and books and everything about it. And he's currently your biggest fan. But behind him, on the desk behind him, I was kind of like looking a little bit like, why are there's kind of like these little boxes. And I realized he kind of like, he's such a nice guy. He kind of like, oh, do you want to see around? So he kind of let me look around. Those are the past lives you've had with him.
Oh, wow.
And they're in these boxes. And he says, sometimes I have to go back and consult them. So you guys have been together a long, long time. He is your biggest fan. And he showed me flowers too, but maybe it's because of where I'm at. He showed me chrysanthemums, which is the flower of Japan. And it is also a holy kind of sacred flower that you would use in sacred ceremonies. And it was white chrysanthemums. They have those big ones with the, flat, they're kind of flat and they curl up, but this one was very frilly. It had a lot of leaves. And so I think that's just showing you his heart, that he's thinking of you all the time, wants to extend his love. And he is helping you. He's sorry that you had to go through a lot of things, but it's like he's in the control room up there, just trying to make things better, consulting the other lives, trying to help you a lot. So, but the biggest thing that I feel is that love and that fandom, that he really is your biggest supporter. He really is. And yeah, lots of love from him to you. Just really kind of overwhelming love. So
Wow, how beautiful is that? That was really, really very nice. Thank you very much, Mary. And what a lovely way to wind up the show and have such the love stream come in, right? So thank you very much, everybody that was here. And we're very sorry if we didn't get to your question. Please do come back again. And Joan and I will be back on Wednesday with Tara Stash, and we'll be right here. I'll be hosting this week. And tomorrow I'll also have Heather Indigo Jaguar on tomorrow afternoon. And then after that, I also am going to be here with Marina from Heart Center Tarot. So it's going to be a busy week here with SunPsychic Jean and Wisdom Seeker Joan. And where else did you say you were going to be this week, Joan, later on in the week?
I think that's going to be it for me this week.
Okay. Wow. Very nice.
Yeah.
Great. And everybody's, and T-Barb and Starfish, thank you everybody for being here. Oh, and to send us a super sticker. How sweet. Thank you very much, JJ. That was very kind of you. And Lark Kemper, I love it. You're always watching my back. He's got my back. But thank you, Terry, for coming all the way from Japan. And it's actually Tuesday in Japan, right? Right?
I'm a day ahead of you all.
You'll let us know
I'm
how
traveling.
I know how the future is. And Wisdom Seeker Joan, thank you very much for coming and sharing your expertise. And I am looking forward to being together with you again on Wednesday. All right, everybody, have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Bye.